Well, hello. Today is March 25, 2025. This is SIG Node weekly meeting. Welcome, everybody. We have only one agenda item for today. Please take it away.
Hi. I would like to discuss like a proposal for a new working group. So this is like a loose continuation about the discussions regarding the node maintenance and evacuation API / eviction request API, which we already had like last year in the SIG Node meetings and in other places as well. So basically after these discussions we had like there is a thread on the mailing list where we discuss it would be the best like to because we actually want to solve like a couple of pain points and issues that are spanning across multiple SIGs. So it's like very like difficult to pick topic to actually catch into hand. And so like the decision was that like the best way forward would be like to create a working group. So that's why like what we want to outline here in this PR I have linked. So we named the working group Node Lifecycle. And basically it would encompass like the things missing today in the Node API and interactions with the Node API and Node / the machine in general. So like we know like there is a lot of solutions around that, like in the community, which add other APIs and mechanisms to actually solve, for example, like the provisioning of the machine and deprovisioning and like maintenance tasks. But like these APIs are most are like specific to are like when you like develop an application or like a custom solution, like you cannot depend like on these APIs since only some part of your users would use them. So like this is what we would like to solve, basically to have some consensus how to achieve like most of the like the common issues people are having. And this includes like like the caps I have personally worked on, like with the help of many other people, which gave me like feedback and helped me to shape these caps. So just the node maintenance and the eviction request. So it's like the goal is not necessarily to like have these caps merged, but to actually decide what's the best solution forward. So these are only like partly these outline how the solutions could be implemented. And so yeah, that's what the working group is for. And I have like put like a lot of stakeholders like SIGs in the PR. As I said, there are many. And so like this because this includes the life cycle of the node and life cycle of the pod, yeah, also. So and other like places depend on these, depend on the node and pod, which is like the most important objects in Kubernetes. And so I think like the SIG node is like one of the main like groups that's actually affected by these like future changes. So like I have written this cap like together with Ryan, which helped me a lot. Like what should be there. And so I have put myself as one of the leads, but we would need also like other guidance and help from other SIGs. So like my questions are like if you are interested in this working group and if you would be also willing to help us with organizing this group.
I think it's a very important topic. The good thing about working group is it's kind of targeted and we have some good examples of how working group help to list possibilities and definitely eliminate some of them, which is making life easier. And then approvals comes easier because you can point out to the results of some discussions that involved a lot of people. So I think it's very good. I think we need to clarify charter a little bit. It's so wide for this working group, at least in README. Like it's in node lifecycle, pod lifecycle. I wonder what will be. How do you want to scope it so it wouldn't be indefinitely existing working group?
Yeah, so like one of the points is to actually like gather the use cases or like the common issues that like people want to solve. So like once we have these, and like for example, I have like multiple issues, for example, in my caps, which are um like which we can point at and say, for example, if like most of these issues are solved or people are comfortable with how we approach these, and also gather the issues from the community. So that's for me, that would be the main point when we would say the group goals are fulfilled.
So it's not life cycle. It's more of a not draining working group. Because I'm asking because we have so many questions for node termination. Like one cap I'm personally involved in is better pod termination. So during termination, don't restart sidecar containers, which making like longer termination very unreliable. Do you want to tackle it as part of this group? Another cap that we struggle to deal with is graceful termination. For graceful node termination, it's still in beta. Nobody taking out effort to put it in GA. And then there is a huge issue with node termination and node graceful termination that endpoints are not being cleaned up. We have this race condition and like nobody trying to solve this. Like, I mean, the issue is open. We have customers complaining, but it's not like super high priority, but it's like high enough to not graduate the graceful termination cap. Do you want to tackle this as well, or you want to concentrate on your cap and that will be this scope of this working group? So like
Mm.
creating working groups that is so wide has a risk that you will be drawn to completely different direction unless you specify the scope very narrowly and precisely. You may get a working group and but you wouldn't get the result you desire.
Yeah, I'm aware of these issues you have mentioned in the note. So like I have not like singled them out specifically in the PR of the working group, but it's also like one of the points that we would like to achieve. So I have mentioned like the node shutdown there, so that's also for so like that all the pieces on the node part would be like we would help them as well. So I
It
don't know like
almost,
if yeah, sorry.
oh, sorry. It almost makes sense to me to like explicitly define the scope of this working group as like do whatever we need to get graceful node shutdown to GA, whether that's like add an additional cap that like sort of like goes alongside like what's the proposal for the node disruption cap, or some other strategy, but like specifically whatever we need to do to get node node graceful termination to GA seems like a narrow enough scope, but then covers the use cases that we want. And then we can always create another working group if we want to do a different sort of spike in some other direction.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I take like any feedback we can get. So like if you as the SIG, you think this is like good to have it in the description. So yeah, I can add it to the goals, to the scope of the working group.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. How does that sound, Sergey? Does that feel narrow enough?
Yeah, one thing that bothers me is this pod lifecycle mentions in the first sentence. Maybe you can say node lifecycle and whatever pod lifecycle needed for this. So I don't want like to tackle whole pod life cycle. Like
Yeah, it's not like a whole.
Intersections. In the intersection of pod life cycle with node life cycle.
Yeah, so like my main interest like so far in Kubernetes was like SIG apps. So I know like that we have like a lot of issues concerning like the pod life cycle, not the pod life cycle as a whole, but mainly the termination part, or like deciding when to terminate the pod. So I did not want to write this specifically, so I wrote a pod life cycle.
Yeah, that would make sense for me. I'm actually very interested in this group from perspective of maintenance and termination being very graceful. Maybe a little bit less for draining and those kinds of things. But I can participate for sure.
Yeah, that would be great. So yeah, I think I will. I will solve the feedback I got from you, and I think I will send an email to Dev Kubernetes a mailing list that we would like to create this working group, and we also need to sync with other SIGs to, yeah. So like everybody is on the same page.
Philip, I don't remember in your cap, was it mentioned the node resize topic? Was it also part of the scope of a group?
No, I'm not much familiar with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not include that there.
Well, if you want to support the scale down of the node or like sizing down of the node, it means also like related to termination or partial termination of some of the workloads.
Yeah, I can imagine a world where some of the work we do here informs that, but I think specifically narrowing the scope to just, a node maintenance situation or a graceful shutdown generally.
Yeah.
Rather
Fine.
than, other cases. I would prefer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so like I think like as you see, like the scope is very broad in the working group, so we would prefer not to include like very heavy implementation topics if we can avoid that. So we would prefer to actually come with like useful APIs or like lightweight logic that we can have in upstream, and like push the responsibility to other components or actors so they can actually utilize these APIs and solve it as they see fit. So like we do not want to like solve of these. So if we can like shape these APIs in a way that it might be useful for the node resize, I don't know, like it might be possible.
Yeah, that's a good call out. Maybe we just keep that in mind if we're already going through the process of defining these APIs that include all of these entities. That would also probably get included in the case where we're doing a node resize. Yeah, because that would include SIG auto scaling, SIG cloud provider to do it end to end. That can be, I don't think that should be a goal, but that could be, I don't know how we would codify that in the charter, but I think keeping that in mind could be good.
Yeah, I don't know if we like have to mention it in the scope, but for sure we can discuss that once the working group is on, and yeah. Yeah, I know like we had like a couple of discussion with the SIG auto scaling. They have quite a few topics there for either the pod auto scaling or the node auto scaling that they are blocked on. So yeah, it would be good to find like a common intersection for all of these areas.
Okay. If you need extra reviews, please you can send it on Slack and ask for additional feedback. If you want to do it before you send it broadly.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I will do just like a couple of changes, but I think mostly the PR would stay as is. So like I think if people are interested, you can do a review before. But I think I would like to send the email like announcing that soon. So but we will still like iterate on the cap or the PR. So even after they're now announcing, and I think we will merge it maybe after KubeCon. So there is like still time to decide on the scope and all. Okay, yeah. So yeah, thanks all for all the feedback, and looking forward to seeing some of you in the working group. And yeah, and Sergey, I will add you as the lead there, if we are okay.
Wait. I'm not signed as one lead. I just
No. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, but we are like looking for leads. So if people are interested in helping us with this working group, then please let us know.
I can't at this point commit to being a lead, but I am interested in helping and potentially could be. I have to get pro, but I'll talk to you.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, like that, as I said, there's still time, and we can have like leads from multiple SIGs. So like yeah, it's still there is still time to decide. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Okay, we out of topics. The only other thing I want to mention is that we will cancel next week meetings for KubeCon. If you have anything you want to tackle next week, it will wait for week after next.
Folks, if you have a few minutes, we can maybe Sergey and Peter, maybe we can collect the SIG Node list because it's due today for the announcements to highlight in 133. So there's a Slack conversation already going. Maybe we can just continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just put that together. I also want to call out just real quick, given on that note, we move forward on 23 KEPs this release, which from what I've seen might be a record that we've at least been reporting. So we're doing, really well. So good job everyone on a productive release.
Okay, with that, thank you everybody. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.